Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hey guys. Hey, I'm back with our next guest of the evening. You know, he's one of the hottest heavyweights in boxing today. Fresh off of his first round knockout of Audley Harrison this past Saturday night in the UK, and we're definitely honored to have him here in the United States on our show. Without further ado, undefeated heavyweight sensation David Price. David, how you doing today, my man?
I'm doing fantastic, thanks.
Hey, it's a pleasure. You know, first and foremost, you know, you went in there and took out Audley Harrison a lot better than many people expected. How satisfying is that victory to you?
It's really satisfying for me. You know, you have to put into context that Audley Harrison had only been stopped inside the distance twice before, and one was David Hay, who was world champion at the time, and the other one was just a lucky punch. But my finish on Saturday, your performance was clinical, so I'm really satisfied with the performance.
And then, you know, I bet you can't ask for anything better. You know, it's easy night work, one round, a couple minutes in there, and, you know, you earn your money and you get out of there as quick as possible. I know that's what it's all about. You know, David, you know, going into it, you know, going into right afterwards, you know, there's a video that's going viral. You know, even us in the United States are talking a lot about it. It's Tyson Fury went on his rant. We actually talked to Tyson Fury a week ago before your fight, and, you know, he was expressing his interest in fighting you. What are your thoughts on Tyson Fury's rant and you know, the possibility of one day fighting him?
Well, the thoughts on his rant, you know, I found it really funny, to be honest. I think he's a bit of a comedian. You know, he's made a real fool of himself in what he was saying on national TV and on YouTube, but also, and you know, he's made an absolute fool of himself. But it's good because I want him to keep talking the fight up, and I'll let me fist do the talking. People want to see me fight because I'm exciting to watch and I knock people out. People want to watch Tyson Fury because of his mouth. Now, if the fight ever does come off, I'd be delighted because I know that it'd be a win for me, and an easy one at that, because I'd do something similar to Tyson Fury, what I've done to Audley Harrison. But the fact is, the fight's not going to happen for at least 12 months. So I don't really want to waste my time arguing with Tyson Fury or listening to what he has to say, but it's definitely a fight that interests me in the future.
Hey David, how you doing, man? This is Michael Boss. I was going to, you know, basically ask the same thing that Frank asked, but a little bit different. For one, you know, he mentioned we did have Tyson Fury on the show. He was really, really nice on the show, very calm, cool, and collective. So put the camera on him after your fight. You could really see the anger there. It was really, I mean, I could see it. I thought he was really mad, and I thought that basically, to me, it seems like you got into his head. Do you kind of think that you know, him being mad is basically helping you out?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the fact that he's so angry is telling he must be jealous or something of what I'm doing at the moment and the attention I'm receiving. But yeah, you know, you say he come on the radio show and was nice and cool and calm, and that's just typical of him as a person. He's got more than one personality. He must have about 5 different personalities, or one for every day of the week, and it changes like I change my underwear. That's how often it changes, so you just don't know what to expect with him, and that's why you heard him on the radio being nice and calm, and then you see him acting like a man possessed on Saturday night. You just don't know what you're going to get with him. And, you know, it's interesting. It's getting the fight fans interested, and it'd be a shame if the fight wasn't to happen. It's got to happen.
Well, they're talking now, the British board of boxing, or the boxing board is talking about maybe even finding or penalizing Tyson Fury about this rant, you know, on TV. Do you think that really any punishment needs to happen?
Well, look, I mean, he has a lot of derogatory things about me and offensive things which could cause problems for me. Questioning my sexuality on live TV. And, you know, I'm a proud family man. You can't go around saying things like that about people, so I would like an apology off them, to be honest. But if not, you know, I might have to look at going down the roots, because you can't go around saying things like that. But we'll see what happens, and as I say, the sooner that all this stupid shouting about that he is over, the better, because he's not really giving boxing a very good name. He's acting like a bit of a silly man, to be honest.
Well, you know, a lot of the English fans know this, but a lot of the American fans don't. But you actually beat Tyson Fury in the amateurs years ago. I think it was 22-8, and I think the animosity kind of stems from that also. But is there anything that when you fought him back then? I know a lot of people say amateurs don't mean anything, but you know, Vernon Forrest beat Shane Mosley in the amateurs, and they said it didn't mean anything until Vernon actually fought him in the pros, and he had his style. Do you think that you just have Tyson Fury's style? And is there anything that, you know, fighting him now or fighting him back then and seeing him now, is there anything similar? He does the same.
No, do you know what? I think it'd be right to completely disregard that amateur fight. And you know, I was the winner, and if anything, I could be turn around and say to you, "Oh yeah, I've got his number." But I think it'd be fair to disregard the amateur fight. We're both completely different, but more so me. I'm much more of a old, calculated type of business. You know, I'm in there for business now in the ring. I want to get him out of there. Whereas at the time, it was just point scoring, and you know, I've suited to the pros much better, and I've proved that with my performances. But I think it'd be correct to just disregard the amateur fight and go into it with a professional form. And as I said, I was the winner of the fight, and I could easily just tell you that I've got his number.
My final question is, you know, your promoter basically put 500,000 pounds on the line, you know, for Tyson right after you beat Ali Harrison in the first round. Have you guys heard anything out of Tyson Fury's people regarding that, you know, that offer that your promoter made?
No, we don't.
David, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I thought this was just me going crazy.
Hold on 1 second.
Hello? Mm-hmm. You there, Tim? I thought my phone was about to explode. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah,
I just got on. I thought it was something I did.
Probably was.
Mark, it's your fault. It's your fault, Mark.
Way to ruin this.
Yeah, I literally just got on. I was on a call.
Yeah, I could hear him pretty good, but he's the kind of guy that you want to have a clear interview with him. I don't even know if you heard my last question.
All right, well, we're back on. Hey guys, I got David back on.
Do you want to ask that previous question?
Oh, okay. Right after your fight with Ali Harrison, you know, your first round knockout, your promoter sent a offer to Tyson Fury's people, 500,000 pounds. Have you heard anything since from Tyson Fury's people regarding this offer?
No, we haven't. I don't expect to hear anything off them regarding the offer. But I'll say this, you know, Tyson Fury would take the fight, and I don't think, you know, to save face and to save looking like he's scared, he'd take the fight. But I don't believe his management have got the same belief in him that he has in himself. So I don't expect to hear anything back regarding that offer. I think his management want to wait until there's a much more on the line, and you know, there's a lot more money involved because they want to get the money out of Tyson Fury. So I don't expect to hear anything back regarding that offer.
And my very last question is your fight with Matt Skelton official?
It is official, yeah. We were due to fight Matt Skelton in this month when it was fought Audley Harrison, but we changed it to Audley Harrison because, you know, a bigger name, former world title challengers, but we had to promise Matt Skelton that he could fight me after it, so we're obliged to fight Matt Skelton next fight, which will be a tough fight for me because he's an unorthodox come forward fighter who again has fought for a version of the world title, so it's an interesting fight.
Well, I appreciate it, David. Pleasure talking to you.
Hey David, this is Tim Cudges. How's it going?
How's it going, Tim?
That's pretty good, pretty good. I just have a quick question. Mike just mentioned, and you talked about it, you're fighting Matt Skeleton next. And I kind of just wanted to comment on your rise as a heavyweight. You went at more of a faster pace in the UK domestic scene. You moved up quickly. You stopped McDermott in one round, the guy that Tyson Fury went life and death with his first fight. I remember... I think even Frank Maloney had a heart attack after the fight at ringside when they read the ref's decision. You obliterated him one round. You went up. You stopped Sam Sexton, who's another top guy over there. Then you totally decimate Harrison in one round. A guy that, David Hay, he took David Hay at least 3 rounds. So you're moving up that scene pretty quickly. You're facing Skeleton next. After that, the usual suspects over there, it leaves basically Sprott and a few other guys. Are you looking to stay? Well, because I agree with you. The Tyson Fury fight most likely won't happen until a bigger stage. But are you going to be looking to stay in the UK, or is it going to be time to move over to America after this Matt Skeleton fight?
Well, the title I hold, the British title, is the belt, the Lonsdale belt. It's a beautiful belt, and it's if you defend that 3 times, you get to keep it. So in Britain, it's pretty much the done thing to try and defend 3 times. Skeleton fight will be my second defence. After that, if there's an opponent who's credible, maybe someone like Derek Chisora, who could fight for the British title, and it's a fight that'd test me and bring the best out of me, then we'll fight the British title again. If not, then we'll move on to the next level. But I'd love to fight in America. I can't wait to come over and put a performance up in front of the US fight fans, because I love it over there, and I can see myself spending a lot of time fighting over there in the future, hopefully.
Nice. And I got one more question for you. When we interviewed Tyson Fury and all over the news, he's been talking about wanting to fight Seth Mitchell. I just want to get your prediction if that fight were to happen, Tyson Fury versus Seth Mitchell.
It'd be a good fight. I mean, I think, to be fair to Fury, he's faced probably a little bit better opposition, only because he's beaten Derek Chisora, who was out of shape. But I think Seth Mitchell could cause problems with his power and his athleticism. And, Tyson Fury's getting put on his back by the Canadian guy he fought a few months ago, then I'm sure Seth Mitchell could do more damage to him. So I'd fancy Seth Mitchell to beat Tyson Fury.
All right, well, thanks, David, for taking the time to answer my questions.
Okay, thanks a lot.
David, I was what I wanted to ask you. Being Tim touched on that, I wanted to ask you about some of these other American heavyweights out here, names like Chris Arreola, Brian Jennings, guys like that. Are those some guys that you wouldn't mind fighting sometime in the future?
Yeah, most definitely. As I say, I'd love to come and fight in America, and when I do, I want to fight a big name in America, someone like Chris Arreola. That'd be fantastic to be able to fight someone like him, or Mitchell, obviously, Deontay. There's a lot of good lads coming through, but we really need an American heavyweight to succeed. So, so that heavyweight boxing is a big interest and a big draw in the United States again, because not since the days when Lennox Lewis was fighting the likes of Dave Mercer, Shannon Briggs, and Tyson and people like that, I don't think there's been as much interest in the heavyweight scene in America. So we need one of them to come through and really do well, and hopefully one or two of them can do that and create the big fights in the likes of Las Vegas for myself.
How about this? You've been mentioned to be a possible future opponent for the Klitschko's. I know the Klitschko's commented on you. You sat ringside at some of their fights. How far are you away from being ready for a fight with the Klitschko's now after, demolishing Audley Harrison?
Really not far at all, I don't think. I mean, I couldn't give you an exact time scale, but not far at all. I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to believe that I could go in and have a real chance of beating one of the Klitschko's. So I'm talking like 2 or 3 fights. I think I'll be ready.
Mark Abrams, are you with us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Frank. Question for David. You just had your fight. I know Timmy just asked about, having your fights in the United States, but you just had your fight on Welt TV that was shown throughout the United States. What's that mean to you that now, even though you're not fighting in the United States, your fights were shown live across the country?
Yeah, I think that's really important for me, to be honest, and I'm glad that Frank Maloney done something to make sure the fight was shown in the US, because as I say, at this stage of the game, professional boxing's probably still it's still at its biggest in America than anywhere else in the world, and if you can succeed in America, then you've cracked it. So I think it's important that the fans in America got a chance to see it on Saturday night, and it was the type of fight that I think American fans like to see. People getting knocked out, big punching heavyweights. That's what people want to see, especially in America. So it was really important for me, and I was glad that it was shown on Welt TV.
I know a lot of the questions on this call and this interview have been, geared about Tyson Fury at all. Do you guys know each other at all? I mean, have you guys seen each other at fights or?
No, I haven't spoken or seen Tyson Fury. The last time I seen him was at a press conference when he was fighting John McDermott the second time. That was the last time I've seen him. But other than that, we very rarely bump into each other or anything. So, and I very rarely spoken to him in my life. But just boxed him, had a couple of spars with him. That's it.
I mean, obviously, you guys, you're being compared to in the sense that you guys are both big, prospects, and you're kind of similar parts of your career. But why do you think he got? I guess try to get you in some of his comments.
Why do you think what? Sorry.
We already touched on that, Mark. We already touched on the comments of his video. That was like the first thing.
I didn't hear that. Okay.
We're not going to let that. Mark just joined us later. No, that was like one of the first questions that we asked him, Mark. I apologize for cutting you off on that. I didn't want David to have to answer that twice.
And I guess another question. I know Tim was alluding to coming to America. I know a couple of times you were either rumored or possibly scheduled to fight on cards in America. I know there was a fight in Atlantic City where there was a lot of international heavyweights that they were going to put on one card. Were you supposed to fight on that, and what happened?
Yeah, we've had discussions about fighting in America in the past before, but it hasn't been the right time or the right terms really to fight on the show. There's been a few problems, legal problems, things like that, as regards to TV rights and things like that. And a lot of things that get complicated in professional boxing, and but that's the reason why mainly that I didn't actually fight. So other than that, I'm looking forward to coming over to America and getting a chance to show my skills to all you guys over there.
And I guess the last question, I know a lot the comparison with you and Tyson and everything, but do you actually follow have you been following I guess the career paths of, say, like a Deontay Wilder or a Seth Mitchell, and what their progress has been in America?
Yeah, I always keep a close eye on any heavyweights who I think could be a potential rival of mine. And Seth Mitchell and Deontay Wilder come into that category. So, I do keep an eye on them and follow the careers closely. And try and watch them as much as you can on YouTube when they've boxed. And you see like two good athletes, two good boxers who've got a big future ahead of them.
Let me ask you this, David. Just one more thing, and then I want you to talk to one more person, and then we'll let you get out of here. But what would the outcome be? For press sake, for quote sake, what's the outcome of a fight if you were to fight Tyson Fury?
Without a doubt, it'd be a win for me by KO. Without a doubt, if Tyson Fury is getting put on his back by non-punching heavyweights or getting wobbled by non-punching heavyweights, I consider myself to be one of the biggest punching heavyweights out there, and I can land my punches accurately, and there's just no way to stand up to them. But aside from that, I just feel that I'm better than him in every department. Defensively, speed, attack, offense. It's just got a price win written all over it as far as I'm concerned. But he'd say the same about himself, and that's fair enough, because at the end of the day, we are fighters, and everyone's entitled to believe in themselves. But the only way that you get proven will be to actually fight. So, I just hope we do get the opportunity to fight each other one day.
And one more thing, last time we were going to get a bad connection, but he's over in the UK as well. You recently signed a pair of gloves for him.
And then we're going to hear an echo. But Andrew Millwall.
How are you, Andrew?
Hello. Hi, David.
Andrew.
How are you?
Very
Can
well,
you hear
thanks,
me?
mate. Yeah, you're good.
Firstly, David, congratulations on demolishing Audley. It was expected. Yeah. And thanks a lot for signing some gloves for me. I've met you a couple of times up there, and you get taller every time. Tyson Fury, he respects you as a boxer, you know.
No, he's trying to see that.
You're all echoing.
Andrew, you said Tyson Fury. You said Tyson appreciates me as a boxer or respects me as a boxer.
Of course he does. It's all the hype that's going to go with it, same as for any other big fight.
Yeah,
you probably
won't
fight for another, 18 months, 2 years?
I don't believe he does respect me as a boxer, though, Andrew, really, and I think that's one of the main reasons why I'll win the fight, because I do respect him as a boxer, which will mean I'll take him seriously and consider him a threat, whereas he'll think it'd be an easy fight against me, and that could be a big factor in the fight, because he does lack respect, I think, unless he's told you otherwise, but I don't believe he has.
It's a different thing what people say in front of the press and the cameras.
Yeah, I don't know, but I just think he's deluded anyway, and he really believes what he's saying a lot of the time.
Well, I've got big respect for both of you. You're both capable of fighting, and you're both going to improve yet.
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
No.
Hey, David, this is Tim Cudgis again. I have to jump in right quick. I got a site that we're affiliated with over in UK, ringnews24.com. A guy by the name of Rob Day runs the site, has actually sent me over a few questions for you, if you don't mind.
Okay.
All right. Well, the first question, Richard Towers and Lucas Brown are fighting an eliminator to fight you early next year. Which one will win and be in the opposing corner?
I haven't actually seen Lucas Brown fight, so I couldn't really give you an educated answer on that question. I've seen Richard Towers fight, and I've seen him look good. I've seen him look not so good, but he's still learning, and he's still a relative novice in the game. But I couldn't really give you the answer because I haven't seen the opponent in the court of his opponent. So may the best man win.
All right. Well, that's actually all I got. It seems only one question has come through, but I'd like to thank you again for your time.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, guys.
Hey, David, thanks so much for your time, man. Where can we find you? Where can we find you at on Twitter?
At David Price _1.
Okay, because there's a couple. There's like a David Price boxer. I mean, you got a lot of Twitter handles out there.
Yeah, that's a fan page, but I'm David Price _1. That's me.
All right, I appreciate it. I want to give a shout out to Mark Harnell as well for arranging this. Same thing for Andrew as well. Tyson Fury and David Price somewhere down the line. It's going to happen, and that's the fight. Even here in the United States, we're looking forward to see. And David, we appreciate your time today, and we definitely wish you all the best in the future, and look forward to talking to you again.
Thanks, guys. Bye now.
Thank you, my man. God bless you.
Bye. Thanks. Bye.
Andrew.
Yeah.
All right, hold on, buddy. That goes away right now. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, there we go. Hold on, I'm gonna get off of this, and then I'm gonna go on to Skype, regular Skype. Okay?
Okay.
See you, bud.
See ya.